Oh, what do we have here? Today we got daughter finds mother's decapitated body in backyard. Sheesh. That's got to be a horrible find. Thank you guys for tuning in. And without further ado, let's get it.
Your place, just come outside.
Everything always happens in Akron, bro.
She's probably at her boyfriend's house.
30 days ago, 53-year-old David Callahan killed his girlfriend, Martha, and buried her body in his own backyard.
Damn!
David thinks he's gotten away with his horrific crime. Martha was mentally ill, had few friends, and no one was supposed to come looking for her. Martha's daughter, Kim, was the only person concerned about her mother's whereabouts.
If I come up missing or dead, it is no accident. And he has told her before, I'm gonna get your ass and nobody's ever gonna find you.
What's your concern?
That he killed her.
Kim thinks David had something to do with her mother's disappearance. But with no proof of a crime, officers don't believe her.
Would you have been surprised at all if she's laying dead in there?
No.
Or shoved in a tub?
Well, nothing surprises.
Yeah, that's like a horror movie.
However, in the weeks that follow, Kim will do everything in her power to find Martha, force police to act, and lead them to one of the most gruesome discoveries of their lives.
Seems like a body part.
Whoa. Whoa.
In the early hours of a Monday morning, police in Akron receive a call from a woman asking for a restraining order against her boyfriend. The caller is 53-year-old Martha Robin Freytag. She's already known to officers for her history of schizophrenia and the frequent domestic disputes involving her boyfriend, David Callahan. Their relationship was unstable, constantly breaking up and getting back together, leaving officers unsure whether each new call was a real emergency or just another one of their fights. But this time would be different, because when officers arrive at the couple's house, they have no idea that a murder will take place just minutes from now. And this will be the last time Martha is ever seen alive.
Dang.
Didn't work good, really.
No, I don't like that. I know, I really don't like it.
Hi.
Hi. What's going on?
Huh? Did you call us?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
What's going on?
I'm going to reinstate something I had 14 months ago. Statute of limitation, I think, decided me is 10 years, right?
So you want to restate something you already said,
Yes.
and they're already investigating it, and you're just telling us about it again, is that correct?
Well, I don't know if they're investigating or not. All I know is I got a restraining order from them, and then I'm waiting for her to get some mental help, because he's supposed to go down the first path. First of all, it wasn't supposed to be explored at all.
As Martha speaks, her words are scattered, and she makes little sense to officers. Her behavior just seems erratic, like another episode of confusion or paranoia. But in reality, Martha is masking genuine fear that officers don't pick up on. Because what they don't know is that her boyfriend, David, is standing inside the house, waiting for the moment officers drive off, so he can make sure this is the last time she ever calls them.
He didn't come out because you guys were mad at me, right? I got a restraining order against him, and then I don't know. What are you doing over there?
I'm talking to you.
Hey, why are you over there like that?
Because I want to be.
Okay. Well, I'll talk to the guy downtown and talk to him.
Okay.
As strange
You just wasted their time.
as it looks, officers don't think much of the interaction. They walk away, dismissing Martha as unstable, unaware they've just left her alone with the very man who's about to kill her.
Damn.
In the hours after police left, David snapped. Inside, he was furious that Martha called the police on him again. He grabbed a wooden axe handle and struck her in a fit of rage. When she collapsed, he wrapped a rope around her neck and pulled until she stopped moving. Once Martha was dead, David sealed her body inside a plastic bag and waited for nightfall. Then, under the cover of darkness, he carried her outside, burned her body, and buried it in a shallow pit behind the house. To David, it was over. A woman with schizophrenia, few friends, and a history of false alarms. No one would ever come looking for her. What he completely overlooked is that Martha's daughter Kim will soon be onto him, slowly solving her own mother's brutal murder. Over the next few days, Martha stops responding to everyone, including her daughter, Kim. And after several days of silence and no sign of her mother, Kim contacts police explaining that something bad may have happened to Martha. Officers arrange to meet her at the house later that day to check on her mother's welfare. But when Kim and her husband arrive to meet the officers, it quickly seems that their concerns won't be taken seriously at all.
Neither is a cousin of ours that she calls all the time, her brother that she calls all the time. Nobody's heard from her.
She lives here?
Yeah, well,
Have you been in?
No. I came earlier, knocked, and banged on the door, and she was having a lot of problems with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
At some point, there was some kind of protection order, and I don't know, against him.
How you get a protection order against somebody that you live with? How does that even work?
Schizophrenic. So I went around to different hospitals. I went everywhere to see if she was like in a psychiatric unit.
Yeah.
I can't. Everybody says no, she's not here. But I know that there's been a lot going on between her and her boyfriend. And
Okay.
he has made death threats to her. So
That's okay.
he has made threats to her that he was going to make sure nobody ever found her.
Yeah.
According to Kim, Martha's boyfriend, David, was the most likely suspect in her disappearance. In addition to the death threats, police also knew David had a lengthy criminal history and outstanding warrants for drug abuse, theft, and trespassing, making him someone officers needed to question right away. But before the officers could get a full story from Kim, a sudden noise from inside the house put them instantly on high alert.
You don't have a key to her place? What was that? Did you hear that?
Yeah, earlier the air conditioner was on, but now it's not.
That's weird.
Police!
That's hella weird.
Unbeknownst to the officer, the sound wasn't just his imagination. It was David hiding in silence and waiting for the police to leave. But this is when the officers would make their first critical mistake. Despite the very real possibility that Martha was in active danger, they would give Kim the worst piece of advice.
And what happens with like a missing persons report or whatever?
But she is a grown woman. However, she has these, the paranoid schizophrenia issues. If for whatever reason she has gone into this state where she doesn't want anybody to contact her, even family, the hospital is legally not allowed to tell anybody anything, even her kin. I just don't think we're quite at the heightened alert level that we need to force entry or do anything like that yet.
Well, the way that she calls us constantly kind of gives me a sense of foul play.
She calls, I mean, she's always, every day
Doesn't
calls
matter,
her
yeah.
brother.
Always.
When did it stop?
Well, her brother said she stopped about a month ago. My cousin said 2 weeks, but I don't know if
I'm thinking
about a month for
Because
everybody.
she still called my phone every day leaving voicemails.
Yeah.
While the officer's explanation is factually accurate, the suggestion not to file a missing persons report will prove to be a serious oversight, and it won't take long before Kim realizes she's been inadvertently coerced into making a grave mistake. For now, though, officers leave the scene, letting Kim carry on her own investigation. For the next few days, she keeps calling Martha and David, but with neither of them answering their phones. Growing increasingly worried, Kim begins gathering information on her own. She learns that David has recently been seen at a place where he worked on and off, so she contacts police once again, urging them to check it out. Following up on Kim's tip, a group of officers are dispatched to investigate. What they hear about David will finally start to give her suspicions some credibility.
How you doing? You guys know David?
I guess you got new guy
Probably in his 50s.
What's the girl's name?
Callaghan or something.
Oh,
I think his last Callaghan.
Have you seen Martha or Robin? Martha or Robin?
I don't even know those names.
You don't know who those are?
Not that much.
You just saw David moving over here.
his girlfriend was in jail or something, but she was.
That they don't live.
I don't.
But he's in like his 50s?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's not the new guy that lived in here. What about Jay High? Dave? Balding kind of guy.
He's older. Yeah, probably.
His name. Hey, what is that dude's name, Danny? Dave? What? The guy that was getting on my nerves the other night. Yeah, his name's David too.
We got a whole bunch of Davids around here.
Yeah.
We could pull up a picture and see if you guys. I think we're gonna try to find one.
That's not that David.
That's how the David stays here. Does he come around here?
This guy?
Yeah.
He's been around before. He's done work for it and stuff.
But he's not the one who lives here.
I ain't seen him today.
When was the last time you saw him?
I just need to get it out of my car.
I ain't been there.
This week? Last week?
Hey, he is a confident person. I'd be scared to show my titty like that in the shirt.
Something like that. Right.
Cool.
Good 3-4 days.
3-4 days?
Processing. So.
He said he saw him 3-4 days ago, maybe.
According to the workers, they've seen David in recent days, meaning he's still in the area. Now, police just need to locate him and ask him where Martha might be. Despite this lead, officers still sound convinced Martha will eventually turn up on her own and David is just another name in a domestic dispute. Unbeknownst to them, this is
They not even trying to do their job.
giving David exactly what he wants. Time, because as the case stalls, he's keeping a low profile, only leaving Martha's house at night and using the lack of scrutiny to cover his tracks and refine his story. And over the next several weeks, what began as one oversight will snowball into a series of missteps that will cripple the investigation and ultimately pave the way to a discovery far more tragic than anyone imagined.
It sucks when people don't do their job.
The following week, after repeated calls and pressure from Kim, police finally agreed to conduct another welfare check. This time, however, they make another critical error. They send a new pair of officers
How many errors they gonna make?
unfamiliar with the full context of the case. This is where the mistake of not filing a missing persons report catches up with the police and causes David to slip off the hook again.
It doesn't, yeah, they didn't add any notes. It just said that they were here. Well, it came in as a missing person.
Okay, that's probably the daughter then. 'cause the
Yeah, but
daughter's
then it said she checked okay, and there was no report made, so they must have had contact.
some sort of contact.
If it came in as a missing person, they cleared it without a report number. That means they determined where she was at.
Exactly. That's what I would assume.
Yeah.
Ooh, somebody getting fired.
After only a few unanswered knocks, officers decide to leave the scene, assuming that since no missing person report was filed, someone must have already made contact with Martha. This is exactly why dissuading Kim from filing a report had been such a catastrophic blunder. So with no sign of Martha or David, and police convinced nothing is wrong, the investigation quietly stalls. Days pass with no progress, until eventually, the case goes cold. A week passes, and it seems Martha might never be found, as police have completely written off her disappearance. But then something strange starts to happen. Kim begins receiving response messages from her mother. The texts are brief and unsettling. "I'm busy. I'm with my friends. I'm fine." It doesn't sound like her mother, and something about the way she's texting feels off to Kim. Growing suspicious, Kim asks police to meet with her again, this time demanding that they break in and check the house, or she'll do it herself.
I'd like to make an official missing persons here.
Okay.
'Cause I've talked to so many officers, everybody she knows, her friends, family, none of them has seen her face or talked to her in over a month.
Yeah.
So I was sending her messages from her mother's phone, say, "This is your daughter. I want to know where you're at." "Oh, I'm at the Kingdom Hall in Kent with friends." I said, "Okay, stay there. I'm coming right now." "Oh, I'm not there. You don't know where I am." "Well, you just said you were there. Where are you?" "Oh, I'm eating now." The way she types is completely different. She says she's angry at the family.
But the issue is we were pounding on the door earlier and no one answered. And we didn't have enough
Right.
to kick the door in and go look for her.
She owns this property. If I need to break in here with you guys here, and if you think she'll press charges on me, that's fine. I want to know what happened to her. She's not going to press charges on me. That's not the problem.
She has mental illness.
Yes, she does, but she is...
Do you know if she's taking her meds?
No, I don't know. But I do know that she does not do this kind of thing. The last time her mother talked to her, she was walking through this field over here and told my grandmother, if I come up missing or dead, it is no accident. And she said it to me. This has been said to us several times. And he has told her before, I'm going to get your ass and nobody's ever going to find you.
What's your concern?
That he killed her.
Kim appears confident that she has solved her mother's disappearance, accusing her lover, David, of both murder and impersonation. While officers still doubt Kim's story, they agree to break into the house, if only to put her mind at ease. But what awaits them inside will leave Kim even more furious with police, making her question whether they are truly on her side.
Police, anybody in here? Come outside!
It's day 1 in this shirt. Day 2 in these bases.
You're not going to get another day out of it.
Day 3.
It's supposed to be a big black dog that might not be friendly.
You ain't gonna put me back on the call on the phone.
I would have been like, I'm not climbing in that motherfucking house.
For that 31.
Sure. You good. He didn't get you already. Police, anybody in here? Action, police!
Uh-oh.
Somebody's been here because the bells have taken in.
Oh, he's been here. The question is what he did to her. Not a single pair of her shoes anywhere around here.
If I were you, I mean, I'm not telling you how to feel, but this would be a relief. You know, she's not here, but it doesn't look like there's any sign of distress or, you know, all of her stuff's not thrown around.
First sign of distress, really, is the fact that there's no Pepsi in that refrigerator.
So that means she hasn't been staying here?
No, she has not been here. I'm telling you, he has done something to her. I know it.
Inside the house, police find no sign of Martha or her belongings, something Kim finds deeply suspicious. Still, the officer reassures her that everything is fine and there are no obvious signs of foul play.
Oh man, I'm ready for them to fire their ass. Just fire everybody, the whole department.
However,
not the whole department, just the officers that came out though, cause like, bro, come on, bro. Like,
as police exit the house, an officer makes an offhand remark that reveals what they really think happened to Martha.
Would you have been surprised at all if she's laying dead in there? Or shoved in a tub?
Yes, I would have been surprised.
You would have been?
Yeah.
Nothing surprises.
That would have surprised me.
Although officers briefly consider the worst-case scenario for Martha, their tone makes it clear they don't really
he covering up his thing, but they got
believe it. Even with Kim insisting that something is wrong, their doubt remains. And when Kim insists on filing a missing person report, something that should have been done weeks ago, officers still seem convinced there is no real cause for alarm.
Well, I need to make an official report.
Yeah, that can happen. That's not a problem. But it's going to be very vague.
All right. I don't know what to think about none of her stuff being in that house. Shoes. She always had shoes all over right there with his, too. All right, this is the report, and I can go get a hard copy. And what do? I mean, just keep, if I hear any more texts.
I mean, it's pretty much pointless unless it's pointless.
Damn, do you know how this got to be the most helpless feeling in the world, bro.
I'm not talking to him anymore
Damn.
at this point.
I guess this is what happens. I mean,
Just let us know if you think she's somewhere and we can go check for her, okay?
Okay.
By now, you can hear
I would have been so distraught and just, oh man.
the hopelessness in Kim's voice. It seems like her investigation has hit a dead end as she watches officers leave once again.
Shit, not me, baby. I'm gonna keep looking for my mama until I find her. You hear me? I don't give a fuck how much the police not gonna help. I'm gonna crack the case.
Comes up. But a few hours later, one officer decides to return and speak with the neighbors, hoping to learn where David or Martha might be. It's a small decision.
It only takes one. It only takes one person.
But one that quietly marks the first step in turning things around for police. Because one of the neighbors he talks to is unknowingly holding a piece of information about David that will finally confirm Kim's claims.
Do you know anything about this house next door?
There's some woman that used to live in there. She asked me a couple of times for some money or some cigarettes. I told her I didn't smoke.
What's going on?
Well, someone sent us out here to check on her, and she's not answering the door. Does she have a car or anything, you know?
I don't think so.
Never seen a car?
She was walking the first time I started cutting the grass.
How you doing? You been living in the garage here?
You want to call her living?
Where do you sleep at?
Damn.
Do you know who lives here?
Robin Freitag, I think.
When did you see her last?
About 4 weeks ago.
And you haven't seen her in 4 weeks?
No, last time.
Ooh.
Have you seen him over there?
Oh, yeah.
Does he drive a car?
No,
Is he home now?
I have no idea.
Okay.
The neighbor's statement finally confirms what Kim's been suspecting all along. David hasn't disappeared. He's been coming and going from the house while police and Kim struggled to reach him. With that information, police begin coordinating surveillance around the property, assigning patrol units to quietly monitor the area and wait for the moment David shows up again. 2 days later, the opportunity...
Okay, now the police on to something. Now they like, okay, we keep trying to push this off, but they saying no. So we about to dig into it. Let's go! Shout out to the police department.
He finally comes when officers spot a car parked beside the house, the first sign of activity in days. They approach carefully, hoping to finally make contact with Martha and put Kim's fears to rest. However, the person they're about to find is the very suspect they've been unknowingly helping all along. But before we get to that, you know those days where you just can't get anything done and nothing you try fixes it? Most people blame stress, sleep, or you're not trying hard enough. But a big issue a lot of guys miss is testosterone, and that is often based on resin long used. They actually use what you take. Fulvic acid, which has over 85 trace minerals that are essential for hormone production. The original resin combines all three real Himalayan shilajit, microgen, limited time man they've been searching for all this time.
Hacker, please, just come outside. How you doing? Is Martha here?
She's probably at her boyfriend's house.
What's your name, bud?
David.
David Callahan? All right, come on down here for me. Why do you think she's at her boyfriend's house?
Oh, that's where she stays most of the time.
Where's that at?
I don't know. I don't even know who it is, really.
Are you the only one here?
I mean, she's here maybe a couple times a week anymore. I mean, we've actually been split up for a year. I mean, she's schizophrenic. She's been on and off her medication I don't know how many times.
This is David Callahan.
I don't trust him. Something ain't right about him.
Man Kim had been desperately trying to warn the police about. According to him, Martha was not at the house, but at her new boyfriend's. But now David is about to surprise the officers, explaining why they shouldn't necessarily take Martha's family's word at face value.
I guess her daughter's fighting again.
604 to computer. Well, that's part of the reason we're out here, because no one in her family's talked to her since July.
I don't know how. I know she's texted her.
When's the last time you talked to her?
I don't know, probably 5-6 days ago, maybe.
Where was that at?
It was here.
And Martha's not in the house right now.
Well, I mean, you can come in and look.
Obviously, we're concerned about Martha, like you said, if she's off her meds and everything.
Right.
We'd like to find her right now.
I want to know what led them to the backyard, though. Like, what was the decisioning factor to say, hey, we're going to go check back here?
Missing person. So we'd like to...
I didn't know it was all that.
You didn't know it was all that?
Well, missing person, because her and the family, they've fallen out numerous times. You know, the family has just gone as far as changing their phone numbers and not giving them to her. They've treated her horribly over the years.
Yeah.
And her not talking to them right now doesn't surprise me.
David claims Kim is not a trustworthy person and has never gotten along with Martha. With David tarnishing Kim's character and Kim doing the same to David, the officers weren't sure whose story to believe. But this is when the officer would get a brilliant idea. They knew David had outstanding warrants, something they could use as reasonable grounds to detain him. Their next move would catch David off guard and prove to be the police's smartest decision yet.
Did you get your warrants taken care of?
No, I need to get down there and take care of them. I got a couple misdemeanor warrants.
Through Akron? Yeah. All right, well, we're going to help you out with that today. You still have those warrants. We'll send you down to court. You can get them taken care of today.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. If it's all right with you, we're gonna walk through. We'll let you get some clothes, and then you're gonna get on court and get these warrants taken care of.
I got a big dog in here.
No problem. Do you get the whole thing?
Yeah, nothing but the thing.
Do you do the returns, or do I do that later?
Animal do it, or whoever's up there.
Okay.
Following his arrest, David is transported to the station and placed in jail, but not for murder. The only thing holding him there are his unrelated warrants. For investigators, this is a temporary win that will quickly turn into a problem. Because despite finally having David in custody, they know their case against him is painfully weak. There's no body, no confession, not even physical evidence proving Martha is dead. Weeks of police inaction and hesitation.
And that's how my friends be looking as a single man. Like, I don't really be eating like that, so that's exactly how I should be looking. But back to the murder.
Have left detectives with little more than suspicion, and time is running out. So to make up for it, they decide to hold David as long as legally possible under the existing warrants, hoping they could buy themselves time to rebuild the case and find something concrete. Detectives don't know it yet, but the clue they so desperately need to solve the case won't come from their investigation, but from Martha's own family.
Ooh.
Several days later, while David remains in custody, Martha's family receives a mysterious message. The anonymous note reads, if he was going to get rid of someone, he would bury them in the backyard.
No fucking way.
First, no one knew what to make of it. It could be a cruel prank or maybe a genuine tip. Either way, Martha's cousin Angela and a few relatives contact police and ask them to meet at the property. For the first time in the investigation, the police and Martha's family finally joined forces.
Who's the caller? You are? What made you come to think it was...
They came and arrested him, I believe it was Thursday. On Friday, they arrested him on other charges, contempt, and they're holding for like 30 days on contempt. So they questioned him about this two times, I think. I got a text message.
I ain't gonna lie, that was a brilliant idea to, make him sit for his warrants.
Here, I've been putting these flyers up on all the poles, and I get a text message.
A sergeant and a couple other units coming here. Yeah.
If he was ever to get rid of someone, he would bury them across the fence in the very backyard.
I know her role. You came over with her, and what did you do?
Come over to dig because she suspected some stuff going on back there. And, I hope it's not her, but there's something there.
Yeah.
With police now briefed on the situation, officers begin coordinating a search of the property, focusing on the backyard mentioned in the message, while others canvass the neighborhood, looking for anyone who might have seen something suspicious. As the search gets underway, word of the mysterious message quickly makes its way back to the station. Detectives realize this could be their only real lead and decide to seize the opportunity to question David again. However, David isn't stupid. He's already denied any involvement in Martha's disappearance, and he knows that acting
I don't believe him. Why he turning red over there?
clueless won't convince detectives he has nothing to hide. He also knows that as long as he keeps denying everything and doubles down on blaming Martha's family, there's nothing detectives can pin on him. Clearly, the stakes couldn't be higher on both sides, and if David plays his cards right, he'll walk free.
Hey, sit right here, Dick. So, when was the last time you actually talked to her?
Beginning of last month.
So, I didn't see, she had a restraining order against you? A TPO or a CPO?
It's a temporary one.
TPO?
It lasted like 6 months, I think.
Did you get arrested? Because you...
No, here's the thing.
Yeah, explain
she's called the cops on me half a dozen times, and I've never raised a hand to her. She's never had a scratch on her. Any report you would read will tell you the same thing. She gets mad and I leave. She thinks I'm out humping everything, the pulse out there that's female. That's just why she originally got mad at me. She just wanted to argue all the time, and I just felt, leaving a day or two at a time, would just calm everything down. And it normally did. We've always worked things out, but I don't understand why she's not back around. I really don't. I mean, we've had problems over the years. Like I said, we've been together since 2002.
Sure.
You know, everybody has problems.
Yeah, everyone's got problems. That's for damn sure. So then I guess your theory is, Dave, that she's staying with whoever she's dating, this new person, not at the house. Is that what you're saying?
As expected, David sticks to his story, insisting Martha is with her new boyfriend in Florida, but David knows exactly what he's doing. Realizing detectives have little evidence to work with, he decides to take control of the conversation and tarnish Martha's character, paint her as unstable, and dismiss her disappearance as the result of her own mental state. Detectives can't push back without proof or a body, and every minute they let him talk, he builds a stronger defense for himself, one that might just help him walk free in court.
Or he might be building a weaker defense for himself, because, you know,
I believe
I think it's going to make you making it worse.
You know, back to smoke crack again. Because, you know, I found paraphernalia at the house. I mean, tomorrow's her birthday. I tried, I don't know, 3 or 4 times over the last couple of years to get her the 3-day evaluation or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
You know, the police would come out, the paramedics. She'd be standing on the porch, you know, screaming at them, screaming at me. They told me she don't fit the criteria for the evaluation. Well, what does?
Can be homicidal.
So she have to stab me in my sleep or do something, you know, really crazy?
Yeah.
And they say, well, she's an adult, we can't take her medication, so why don't you leave?
Though it didn't sound like her and Kim had some problems too.
Absolutely. I mean, they would go months on end without speaking to each other. I mean, it was at one point, you know, Robin didn't even have a phone number to talk to her mom and dad or her for periods of time.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely true. I sensed they had some hard times now and then, and it sounded like she communicated with her a lot through her Facebook Messenger.
The mention of Martha's Facebook messages clearly catches David off guard. He's surprised that detectives even know about them, unaware that Kim already accused him of impersonating her mother weeks earlier. But that isn't the only surprise waiting for him. Detectives have been holding something back, evidence they saved for this exact moment. When David was first arrested, police recovered Martha's phone from inside the house, along with several of her security checks that he'd allegedly withdrawn.
Damn.
So with David already on edge, detectives decide to push their advantage and confront him with what they claim is hard evidence. It's a risky gamble. If they push too hard, David could demand a lawyer and shut down the interview entirely. But if the pressure works, he might finally slip, contradict himself, or even confess.
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously her family's real worried about her and loves her a lot, and I can see that you love her a lot, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
well, Dave, I think there's some little piece missing here, bud. That's what I think. And I think you'd feel better if you just told us what it is.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say.
Well, I think there's a little bit more to the story, Dave, you're not giving us.
There's nothing else I can tell you. I mean, I've told you everything I know.
I don't think.
Oh, yeah. Break his ass! Pause.
You told us everything.
Okay, well, I have.
Don't you think you'd feel better if you told us the truth, Dave? I mean, let it go and...
You're not going to be able to celebrate her birthday tomorrow, Dave.
There's some pieces missing to your story, Dave. And as you know, that is your girlfriend, the love of your life, Robin's handwriting. That is September, where you paid the rent so we can keep up this farce that Robin is still around. Tell us the part about being on her phone, pretending that you're her.
Oh, God.
Tell us about that.
I don't have her phone.
Where's her phone?
I don't know.
You know where her phone is.
No, I don't.
You put it, we found it where you put it. Why don't you just tell us the truth what happened? You'll feel better.
Did you guys share a
feel
bedroom?
better.
I don't have.
Did you guys share a bedroom?
At one time, yeah.
Needless to say, David is starting to visibly get worked up over the accusations. He's defensive, irritated, but still talking. Luckily for detectives, he doesn't seem close to shutting down or asking for a lawyer, but they can tell they've pushed the limit for now. If they press any harder, the interview could end before they get anything useful. So detectives decide to take a break, let David step outside for a smoke, hoping it will calm him down and make him more willing to cooperate when he returns.
It's a beautiful tactic for a smoker.
In the meantime, back at Martha's residence, officers continue coordinating the backyard search and canvassing the neighborhood for anyone who might have seen or heard something useful. That's when a familiar face approaches one of the officers, the same neighbor from days earlier who'd reported seeing David coming and going from the house. This time, he shares a chilling detail about the days following Martha's disappearance.
They moved into a fire pit back there of some sort.
Right.
But, you know, I didn't even know she was missing until a few days ago.
I mean, had you noticed any activity by anybody back there in the backyard recently?
Just the guy who lived there.
What was he doing?
In the middle of the night, was burning things, because I could smell it. The horrible stench from everywhere. And I thought, that's strange. It's even trash day, so.
The woman there is the cousin of the woman who's missing.
Okay.
She's been missing about 30 days. Somebody sent her a message saying, check the backyard for your cousin.
You're kidding.
According to David's neighbor, every night he could see flames rising from David's backyard, accompanied by a horrendous smell. Acting on this information, officers request firefighters, EMS, and forensic teams to assist at the scene, treating the backyard as a potential crime scene in case human remains are found. And as the teams prepare to begin the search, no one could have expected they were only feet away from confirming the horrific nightmare Kim had feared all along.
Pretty positive it's a body buried under their fire pit. They dug it up, and you can see what looks like to be about a knee or an elbow. When you touch it, you can tell it's something. We didn't really dig anymore.
Gentlemen?
What?
You tell me. Well, here's the deal. Highly suspicious. Seems like a body part, but we didn't want to dig it out anymore till you guys got here. Yeah. I think, you know, all of us would want it dug out a little bit more before you guys can say.
Yeah, well,
that's about it.
let's check. Was it dug out when you guys got here?
That guy.
What made him, did he say what made him start digging?
Yeah, he gave the whole story to the other officer and us. But she got an anonymous text saying if this guy who you guys have arrested recently, that if you wanted to get rid of somebody who would bury it back here by the fence.
Oh.
So she came back and saw this loose dirt, some ash.
And they say
that guy to come over and help her.
And they say this gentleman is already arrested.
Yeah, that's what both of those two people are telling.
All right. This is the wife.
Missing person that they think it is. And that guy's arrested was a suspect in this.
Was this her husband? Did they say?
I don't know if they were husband wife.
Because I know she had a protection order against one.
Okay, copy.
Okay. He was staying here.
Yeah.
She went missing. He was staying here.
They've been on and off. I've been out here a couple times where she had a protection order, but it goes back and forth because then she.
That is a beautiful big backyard. Jesus.
Yeah. Invites her back over and stuff like that. So, let me go talk to these guys real quick, and then we'll let you know what.
Yeah, just let's go.
It's crazy.
Following their initial observations of what appear to be human remains, one of the officers steps away from the dig site to speak with the family. Because they arrived without a search warrant, they must explain what's been found so far and request formal consent to continue the excavation. At the same time, Martha's daughter Kim and her husband finally arrive at the scene, anxious it isn't what they think it is. Though officers avoid making any premature statements, Kim can already sense the truth. This would be the worst day of her life.
She doesn't know.
Did you find the person who died there?
Well, we don't know yet. Okay, so we're not saying yes and we're not saying no. Okay, we don't know. Okay.
Have you been on scenes like this before? How do you not know? I can't wait to know.
Listen, well, we don't want to. What we're saying is, we don't want to contaminate anything.
Will I be told as soon as they know whether or not there's a body back there of a person?
Well, they have a whole process they have to go through.
To tell me if they found a person back there?
Yeah.
They would know, I mean, wouldn't they?
Not necessarily. Kimmy, look, there's about a piece this big that was uncovered. I'm just saying a piece of some plastic or something. That's what we saw first.
Hello, honey. Hey, Mama had to leave real quick, okay?
They'll just give you, the confirmation.
And I'll be back.
We'll have them.
Tell if it's her.
Ooh, that is some heartbreaking shit to be going through, especially finding this out about your parent.
Not now. No. I don't even think.
Escaros Twitch, greetings from Denmark. Shout out to Denmark from with love from the USA. Is that Florida? No, this is Akron, Ohio.
They don't even have the person back there that's going to be digging it up yet. Might be a little bit better to talk to somebody like that. Okay.
Just a little context. This lady, her mom and her boyfriend got into it. The mom stops texting everybody, the family or whatever. The daughter's been trying to find where her mom is, been going to police like 6-7 different times. They finally on the same team, because like the first 20 minutes of the video, they was not on the same team. The cops was just like, oh, she's schizophrenic. She has these episodes. You know, maybe she's just don't want to be bothered. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, no. She usually texts me, whoop, whoop. So now, you know what I'm saying? They got David in jail, the dude, for some other stuff. And they got a weird message saying, hey, look, if he was to bury her, it would be in the backyard. They just found the body part in the backyard. So that's what's going on in this video.
I don't think I want to talk to anybody. I don't think that I want to right now. It doesn't help to talk to strangers.
I have to ask you. I'm not positive that you're the one I should ask, but I'm going to ask you, since you say you have power of attorney, if you allow us to go back in the yard and check that out.
Yes,
okay.
I do.
I have to ask. Okay. So you're giving me consent, and the officers, and we're going to have a medical examiner come out as well. Okay?
Yeah,
After receiving permission from the family, officers resume the excavation. Inside the shallow fire pit, they find the remains of Martha. Her body is wrapped in bedding, sealed by a plastic bag, burnt, and showing a clear blunt force injury with a rope still tied around her neck.
Damn.
Everyone at the scene is shaken by the discovery. After weeks of uncertainty, Martha's disappearance is finally resolved, but the reality offers little comfort. On the other side of town, news of the gruesome discovery quickly travels to the detectives at the station. So with this new information at hand, they bring David back into the room and cut straight to the point, directly accusing him of murder.
Dave, let me ask you a question. Are you a heartless bastard? A heartless, cold bastard?
He gotta be.
No. People who would look at this event and say that you, Dave, are a heartless, no-good bastard who put the love of your life in the ground. And that has to be an evil, bad person who has to go away for every last day of their life. Every last day. So, Dave, are you that person? Or are you the person that has struggled with someone who's, as you said, for 16 years you love her, but she's schizophrenic, and she goes here and she goes there? Because there's no reasonable person, Dave, in the world that wouldn't believe that you harmed Robin.
My thing is, why not just leave? Just get the fuck on and find somebody else. Why'd you have to do that?
All know that, three of us sitting in this room. You should just get it off your chest, man. I've told you everything I know. No, you haven't told us.
Was it the heat of the moment?
Yeah.
Did you plan it out?
Tomorrow is her fucking birthday.
Tomorrow was her birthday, for them to sit there and reflect. The agony they've been going through for the last month.
Heartlessly killed the woman you love more than anything in the world. It's mind-boggling to think about it.
Something that you said you were going to do.
Yeah, and if you said you were going to kill anybody, you'd bury him in the fire pit. I mean, it seems kind of convenient. So I never told anybody.
You never told anybody that?
Dave, we're not fucking stupid, dude. You think we're going to make that up? I'm not making anything up. You think I made this up? We know everything. We know the answers to the questions we ask, man. I'm trying to get you to say that you're not an evil, no-good bastard, and that there was some...
Hey, I like this investigator. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Extenuating
A detective, whatever.
Answers. That you killed the woman you love, pretended that she was alive for over a month. If you look at it, you're like, that has to be a heartless, cold bastard.
Yes.
That wrapped this woman up like that.
Yeah.
Put her in this fire pit.
Exactly.
So...
Despite a few half-hearted denials as detectives describe what they believe happened to Martha, David sits in silence, staring blankly, as if the weight of his actions has finally hit him.
Hell yeah.
Clearly, The interrogation has reached its breaking point, and David seems on the verge of something. Judging by his earlier denials and the way he now sits, he's either about to ask for a lawyer and end the interview altogether, or finally confess.
Do you want to see a picture, Dave?
No, I don't need to see.
You know what you did.
All right, go ahead, Dave.
You want me to go ahead? I need a cigarette.
Tell us what you're going to tell us, so you can have a cigarette.
I'll give you a cigarette.
You tell us what's going on, Dave, so we know you're not a heartless bastard, and I promise you can smoke all you want, all right?
Not all you want. Not all you want.
Well,
the reasonable expectations.
Get it off your chest, Dave. You feel better.
You guys feel a little bit better already, just knowing that you're going to make that decision.
I didn't mean to do it. I didn't.
It's not a very respectful way for a person to end
I
up.
know it's not. I got fucking scared, man. I just snapped, man. Just fucking snapped. I didn't mean to do this for her. Just, man, love Robin.
You just got scared, that's why you put her in the fire pit?
I dug it out. Half an axe handle or something beside the bed. She had it there for a long time.
After you struck her,
I choked her.
what happened after Robin was dead?
I took her out back and I dug it out. Guys, I'm fucking sorry, Rob.
How long did
She's just so relentless, fucking.
How long did this
So
take?
leave me alone, man.
I knew it.
She knew I had nowhere to go. She just kept on me, on me. I give her every dollar I have for whatever she wanted. I never had nothing in my pocket, man. Nothing. It's never good enough. I didn't plan on this to happen. I did. I tried to work it out so bad with her. I really did, man.
Spur of the moment.
After hours of questioning, David finally breaks and admits to murdering Martha. In a fit of rage, he struck her in the head, strangled her, then carried her outside, burned the body, and buried her in the backyard. As David sits in the interview room, crying and claiming to regret what he did, detectives can't help but think about how easily this could have been prevented, how many warnings were missed, and how many chances they had to save Martha before it was too late.
That part!
With his confession secured, David is taken into custody, where he's formally charged and set to spend a very long time behind bars.
Hey, just to let you know, they talked to the prosecutor. For right now, you're going to be charged with murder, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with evidence.
Oh, damn.
The witness sees a baby out.
Up. That is crazy. Says, that was just sad. Reminds me, I am tearing up. Yeah, that is horrible. All right, guys. All right, we found a video. Dad realizes he ran over his baby. How in the actual do you do that? Thank you guys for tuning in. Without further ado, let's get it.
Outside of the SUV, and then the SUV drive. The witness sees
3, 2, 1, boom.
There's a baby outside of the SUV, and then the SUV drive and hit the baby.
I was walking that way.
With your baby?
No, he was supposed to be in the car.
You see the binky in the road? Yeah, the pacifier. And there's blood here in the roadway.
How you hit a baby?
Nothing, sir. They put the baby out like it was a back.
I didn't hear about that. In Denmark, it's crazy.
Trash.
In Jacksonville, Florida, horrified bystanders watch as an 8-month-old baby boy is run over by an SUV in the middle of a busy street.
Oh my God.
When the driver continues on as if nothing happened, the disturbing scene leaves witnesses reeling and investigators stunned when they learn how it happened and who is to blame.
Bro, please don't tell me y'all what y'all finna tell me. I'm in trouble for that.
The following is based on official police records.
I think it's gonna hurt more when if you find out that it's your child.
Most of the footage has never been seen before until now. On the morning of January 25th, 2025, officers with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office are dispatched to the scene of a traffic incident involving an infant.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
By the time they reach the scene, the fire department has already begun life-saving measures on 8-month-old Pablo Kai Golden,
what?
Whose injuries are severe. An officer approaches witnesses in search of the driver.
It was a black car right here, but he said he gave the tag number and everything.
So the person who saw it...
Yeah, he already left.
He gone?
Yes, sir.
You didn't see what happened?
No, sir.
The infant's mother, 20-year-old Shamir, is comforted by bystanders as an officer tries to understand how her 8-month...
She a baby herself.
...old son ended up in the roadway.
Where did this happen?
This just happened right in the middle of the road. I can't call nobody.
Were you walking or were you in a car?
I was walking that way.
With your baby?
No, he was supposed to be in the car.
After witnessing the incident, another driver followed the suspect's black GMC Terrain to a nearby gas station, alerting 911 dispatchers to his location. They quickly responded, taking the driver into custody.
I don't even get to talk, man. No, you're gonna get to talk.
You should have stayed at the scene, stupid. Why would you leave the scene?
You'll get to talk.
The man is identified as 20-year-old Justin Golden, the infant's...
No! His own son?
...father.
Hey, just let her pat you down. You don't have nothing on you, right? Oh.
How you not... How do you not see that?
You talk before anything, like, what? No, you're going to get to talk. We don't want to ask you nothing yet.
Can you watch this? Yeah.
I'm not gonna go nowhere. No, I know you're not.
All right, but I didn't get a chance to double lock it, so I'm gonna double lock these handcuffs. That'll keep the handcuffs from tightening up on you.
The 8-month-old boy is rushed in critical condition to Wolfson Children's Hospital. Meanwhile, additional officers arrive to offer support at the scene.
Where you need me?
You got it locked out now.
Okay.
Crime scene's right here.
Okay.
See the blood and the binky. Right over here.
Oh, binky here. Okay.
Blood from that. Impact.
So what happened?
Doesn't look good.
What happened?
Well, the witness over here in the leopard print shirt said that the woman was in a black SUV. She got out of the SUV, and then the witness sees a baby outside of the SUV, and then the SUV drive and hit the baby. And then take off.
I'm going 1097.
I don't know. Did the baby get out and then got ran over on accident?
Right.
Or did somebody put the baby out? We don't know those details yet.
Detectives will soon uncover the full story, but the truth of what
Yeah,
happened...
because, like, how does that even happen? Like, man, every time somebody would exit my vehicle, my eye is going to my child.
...will leave them in utter disbelief. While waiting for them to arrive, Justin grows increasingly impatient.
Hey, you guys send me to the station or send me home? Not yet. So I can't even go to the station yet? Not yet. Oh. We got somebody gonna come.
All right, so you said Escaro's twitch. What is this? Dad realizes he ran over his own infant toddler. The toddler was 8 years old. What happened was, I guess he went somewhere with his baby mama. Baby mama gets out the car. Baby gets out the car with the mom. Neither one of them realizes that. The baby gets hit by the car in some type of way. We're trying to figure it out now.
I'm here to talk to you. My arms are really I know it. Like, I know it. We got some people coming here to talk to you. Do you know how long it's gonna be? I don't know exactly. Since I came, I'm not trying to rush. I'm not rushing you guys. No, I get that. I just want to know. I don't know exactly how long it's gonna be, but some detectives are coming. Some what? Some detectives.
At the crime scene, a sergeant is briefed on the situation.
What the crap?
I mean, he placed the
Binky's over here, blood on the ground.
Yeah, blood with pacifier.
Yeah. You see the binky in the road? Yeah, the pacifier. And there's blood here in the roadway.
So thick out here.
It was here in this stretch.
This is making my spirit.
There's some blood here.
God, that's rough. So she got out in the middle of the street?
Right there. There it is. He didn't look. The baby didn't look. The baby was unconscious when I saw him. Okay. I don't know what its status is right now.
Detectives arrive at the hospital and briefly interview the infant's mother, Shamir. She explains that she and Justin, along with their infant son, had just left Walmart before arriving at the traffic light. Justin's mother had given them $50 for diapers, and after making the purchase, the two began to argue over how to spend the leftover money. With this knowledge, the detectives instruct officers to bring Justin in for an interview, and after reading his Miranda rights, he begins to explain his side of the altercation.
From the point we got there is when she started like arguing because she wanted McDonald's. Okay. That was like right there. But I was letting her know I gotta put gas in the car before I can do anything.
Okay, so you were just trying to let her know, hey, before we go get food, you gotta get gas.
Yeah.
Okay.
By Shamir's account, the total they spent was $41.95, leaving the leftover funds at approximately $8. But according to Shamir, Justin wanted to spend the money on marijuana. She later agreed to come in for an interview and shared more details about what happened next.
I said, you know what? I get out this car and start walking because I don't want to hear what you got to say.
Okay.
So then that's when he continued, you and your son can get out. I'm not taking my son anywhere because I don't want nothing crazy to happen to him or you do anything crazy to him, you know?
Justin further explains why he didn't want to drive off with his son.
She slapped me, got out the car and put him in the passenger seat.
Mm-hmm.
Then she walked across the street a little bit. And in the midst of her walking, she turned around and was like, okay, watch. When the police comes and gets you, you'll know just why they came.
Okay.
And I yelled at her. I was like, bro, no, bro, get your son, bro.
Okay.
I'm not doing that today. That's exactly what I said.
So she turns around, yells at you, whatever. You don't want Pablo in the car because you don't want to be responsible for him, right?
Right.
Okay.
She has a thing where she'll like threaten me with the laws and say stuff like, I'm going to tell them that you kidnapped them.
Shamir admits to taking baby Pablo, who wasn't buckled in, out of his car seat and placing him in the passenger seat before walking away.
Now, why the hell would she do that? What the fudge?
The witness who ultimately alerted police to Justin's location at the gas station returns to the scene and in chilling detail describes what she saw happen next.
So as I was coming out, he was right here at the red light. He opened the baby, put the baby down. I was like, well, damn,
Out of which door?
The driver door.
Driver door?
Yes, sir. He was right here at this red light.
Facing this way?
He was, yeah. So I chased him. I'm the one called to say I was following him. And another lady hopped out and jumped and got the baby. So since she got the baby, I kept going. He made that right here, cut through, and went to the gate gas station.
So when you say he got out of the driver's seat?
No, he didn't get out the car. He just opened his door.
Oh, he opened his door and he
laid the baby down.
On the ground.
On the ground?
In a carrier?
Nothing, sir.
Just
put the baby out like it was a bag of trash.
And you didn't see where she was?
No, I don't know what like I said, she either had to be at that light, but she wasn't with him.
Okay.
But she came out of nowhere.
What made you follow him to the gate?
Because that was just shocking.
Okay.
I was like, somebody.
No, he didn't go out like that. I know he didn't do that to no infant, no helpless child.
Need to get this tag.
See, this is why you gotta be careful of who you have kids with. And then having kids at a young age, when you still a kid yourself, it just makes shit 10 times worse. Why would you put your own son on the road? Like, what?
Hope y'all had cameras right here. I just wanted to be a good scenario.
Yeah,
like,
no, for sure.
Like, this is wrong. I'm still shaking. My kids are in that car. That's not nothing I wanted to witness this morning.
While multiple witnesses were shaken by the tragic scene, Shamir claims she didn't see it happen at all.
And I'm walking towards the sidewalk and I hear the lady that's in the car that was behind us at the stop, like, oh my God, you just threw the baby out of the car. As soon as she say that, I hear my baby crying, and I hear him stop crying. Okay. Like in the midst of me turning around all this stuff, that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing him cry, and I just hear him stop and I rush because his car is coming, so I rush to go get him.
While the infant's mother rushed to her son's aid, investigators are left to wonder why his father, Justin, simply kept driving as though nothing happened.
Did you feel like you hit anything when you were leaving the scene?
God, on the truth, no. Okay. If I did, I would have stopped.
Did you feel a bump or did you hear any kind of screaming, anything like that?
No.
So what do you think happened to Mr. Pablo? Were you told anything about what happened to him?
No.
Like, do you know why we're here?
I swear to God, I don't.
Justin is about to face the devastating truth of what he's done, but his reaction to the news leaves investigators stunned.
Unfortunately, you struck him with the car. Mr. Pablo was transported to the hospital. Unfortunately, he did not survive. Okay.
Bro, please don't tell me what y'all finna tell me. I'm in trouble for that.
We don't know. That's why I want to talk with you.
Bro, please.
Okay.
Bro, no fool, bro. I know y'all could just go ahead and just tell me, bro.
Well, we have a lot of stuff that we need to talk about, and
bro,
I know. I'm sorry that we had to tell you this.
Bro, I'm in trouble for this.
Well,
we're not talking about who's in trouble. We're trying to.
Dad, that's what I'm trying to ask, is Sky Rose, because you more worried about if you're gonna be trouble versus the baby dying. Why would you put the baby out on the road anyway? That doesn't make any sense to me.
I know.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Details. That's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Operation number 1 is, can we get details? Can we have a picture?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I wanted to get your side of the story.
Like, bro, I know you want to get my side, but it's like, can someone call my mom? Please, someone, please, call my mom. Please.
We're not going to stop and call her right now.
I know, but
I'm not much.
I get it.
Bro,
we're sorry.
I'm trying to calm down, bro.
Okay.
But it's one of those situations where God honest, like, bro, y'all gotta understand, bro. It's one of them situations, God honest truth. God can strike me right now. Like, I promise to God on everything I love. I know you guys don't care about me saying none of that. I know. But it's one of them situations. I wasn't trying to hurt anyone. I was hoping for her to come over there and grab the baby.
You put the child on the street, dude.
I even turned the wheel. That's why I'm asking.
Bro, you put the child on the street. You put a child on a street.
Like, are there any cameras at the...
That's something we're working on.
Police records describe surveillance video of the incident, showing the driver open the door and an unclear movement downwards before the door closes again. As the vehicle moves away, the body of the infant and his small feet are seen laying on the double yellow line. What the report doesn't describe is where the victim was struck, but the witness provides a hauntingly detailed account of her own.
Oh,
so did you see the baby then?
Yes. I thought it was a bag of trash too. When he ran it over, you seen the baby like jump.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
And front tire. Was the baby standing or laying?
No, it's newborn. The baby was laying down. He laid it like on his side.
Which wheel hit the baby?
The front wheel. I'm not pretty
Did
sure
he
it's the
back
right
up?
one because by the time he turned, he missed the baby, I want to say.
So.
But that front wheel, no, he just went through it.
So is it the back tire?
I want to say that front tire hit the baby. Because by the time he turned, I want to say that back one probably missed it. Because it only looked like he probably got hit once.
But you saw the baby do get hit.
Yes, sir. Definitely, he definitely ran.
No.
Dang.
What the fudge?
Bro. Alright. Okay. Be in trouble for something that I know for a fact that I...
Nah, boy, they got witnesses. Your ass gone. They got a witness that witnessed the whole... But why would you put your child without the car seat on the road? Why would you even take your child out the car? I don't understand that method of that logic. That is just mind-boggling.
I did not intend to do. Please don't leave me, bro.
Well, we're gonna step out, make some couple phone calls, and
I'm telling you, bro.
I understand.
Like, bro, I'm telling you what. Like,
it might be good for you to just have a moment.
How, bro?
Process.
He about to have a lot of moments.
It's going
for life.
Process, but still, I'm still looking at the fact that I'm probably finna get in trouble for doing something to my own son.
We don't know yet.
We're not talking about
We're
trouble.
not know yet. Nobody's talked about anything about you going anywhere.
But once they step out, an officer steps in, and Justin's expression twists in shock.
You just told me.
These are strictly
these are just for you.
We're about your safety. Yeah.
I'm good. I promise I'm good.
Well, we have a duty to keep you safe, okay?
Bro, please, bro, no, bro.
We're gonna do this, okay?
This is just for safety. I promise you. Okay?
Once Justin is left on his own, he continues to plead in desperation.
God, you know the truth. You know the truth, God.
Man, look, that's why I always say when you get into it with your gal, man, don't never be just emotional as her. You gotta kind of like, fall back type shit.
You know, somebody come talk to me, please. I can't do it alone. Can't do it alone. Somebody come talk to me. I know it was bad, but it wasn't on purpose. It wasn't my intent. Please hear me out.
It was a stupid decision. It's gonna change your life forever.
Please hear me out. Like, why y'all doing me like this? I would never do that to him. I just got his diapers and wipes. Why would I hurt him? Why would I hurt him if I just got his belongings? I had just got what he needed. Why would I hurt him? It doesn't even make sense. Come, talk to me, please.
That shit heartbreaking. The fact that he killed his own son is gonna hurt more than any jail sentence, anything that they could do to him. He gotta sit with that shit on his mind for the rest of his life until he die. Ain't no coming back from that.
God, please. You know, God, you know
You ain't lying.
God, you know I'm gonna try to hurt him. God. God.
He
Jesus,
young.
you know I wouldn't try to hurt him. Jesus. Jesus, you know I wouldn't try to hurt him.
Shamir tells investigators they have another son together, an older boy. They work to understand if he's ever put either of them at risk in the past.
Has he ever hurt the kids? Never touched them, never said he wanted to touch them?
No, never say he harmed them. Well, he'll say things.
Like what?
Like little stuff, like when people get on your nerves, like, oh, I'll pop this baby, or, you know, not no serious, oh, I'll throw him off the bridge, or I'll run him over, or...
I've never had an issue with hurting him. Why would I do it now? Why would I choose today to hurt my son? Why? Like, you guys gotta think about it. Why would I hurt my son? I'm perfectly fine. I'm sober. I would never hurt my kid.
To the best of your knowledge, was Justin sober? I mean, had you smoked?
We both sober.
Okay.
We both sober as heck.
Did you guys smoke weed today?
We sober.
Okay. Does he drink at all? Did he drink today? Okay.
We don't even drink like that.
How am I getting faulted? I did not know. I am in trouble. I did not know. I really did not know. Like, bro, I'm finna, like, y'all serious right now? An innocent person, really? Like, bro. Me, bro?
Facts.
I'm not, like, you can't tell, like, really, bro? Me? Like, come on, God, you know.
Shamir shares with investigators.
Man, look, if that's your son and she wanted to take off, bro, I'd have had that happen, not to this extent because we was in the crib, but I just let her go and just kept my baby, bro. And if I needed to go do something, I find somewhere for my child to go, like my mom's, her mom's, or a family member. But like, it can't be two emotional people in a relationship, and this poor decision just altered y'all's lives forever on both of y'all. It's not just his fault; it's her fault too.
It's a disturbing claim. One that suggests she doesn't believe Justin's actions were unintentional.
He's been caught on domestic violence on me. You know, marks and stuff on my face from him. That's how mad he gets. Okay. I never seen him. That's why I got out the car, because he does that type of stuff. He put his hands on me. That's why I had my mace with me, because he does that. So instead of you putting your hands on me, I'm going to get out to avoid the situation. But instead of you putting your hands on me, you killed our son.
Like, what more do you need for me to prove that I love my son? Like, this is my baby.
So not only is he a woman beater, but damn.
Like,
damn, bro.
I named him myself. He was named after me. Like, bro, I cut the cord, bro. Like, bro, you want to really try to make it that I did this intentionally? That I wanted to harm him? Like, come on.
I don't think no man would ever just harm their child, but sometimes we get so involved in our emotions and our feelings that we do shit without thinking.
Bro,
and I think this is
think about it, put it together. Why would I do it now, bro?
Whether it was an intentional act of violence or a horrific accident, investigators conclude that Justin's actions of leaving the child on the roadway near a major intersection demonstrated reckless and a willful and wanton disregard for the safety of the child.
How can you frame someone like this, bro? Like, bro, that's like, come on, bro. I just pulled off, bro. That's all, bro. Nothing more, nothing less, bro. I had no knowledge of hitting nothing or nobody.
An autopsy later revealed that the cause of death for 8-month-old Pablo Kai Golden was the lacerations of the brain, blunt impact to his head, and fractures of his skull as a result of being run over. The facts are all the more tragic given that the chain of events began with a dispute over approximately $8.
$8.
Baby, go home.
The manner of death was ruled a homicide.
Here's the deal. You are being arrested. Okay? We're going to take you across the street right now. Okay?
Help me.
All right. Well, let's just get this over with, all right? We just got to walk you across the street.
Yeah, I'm going to.
What's that?
So I'm glad I gotta go to jail.
Yes, sir. Today you do. So you're being arrested for aggravated manslaughter of a child, and then also vehicular homicide of a child.
Even after I explain.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In February of 2025, 20-year-old Justin Golden was charged with aggravated manslaughter of a child and vehicular homicide. After entering a plea of not guilty, he wrote a letter to the judge stating, "Nobody has even considered how I feel about my own son." The rest of the letter describes his mother's poor medical condition and his desires to be with her and his only remaining child. In September 2025, he changed his plea to guilty to aggravated manslaughter of a child in the death of his son, 8-month-old Pablo Kai Golden. The charge of vehicular homicide was dropped. Before sentencing, he wrote a second letter to the judge claiming, "The tragic incident that happened with my son was an accident." He also argued that sending him to prison would endanger his life due to the notoriety of his case. He continued his plea, stating, "My life hangs in the balance of your hands. I'm asking you to help me."
You gotta go to PC.
He remains in custody while awaiting sentencing, which is scheduled for December 1st, 2025. He faces a maximum of 30 years in prison.
Damn, I ain't gonna lie to you. The prison shit is depressing, but that right there, that is never going to go away. No matter what you try to do, say, and think about, it will never, ever go away.
If you'd like to see select new videos early and help us keep uncovering case files that rarely come to light, you'll find extra footage and unseen details on our Patreon. Channel memberships here on YouTube also include early access
That's tough right
to
there,
select
baby.
new videos.
That is tough. Thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to all my supporters. I love you. See you at the next video. And that's it, baby.
He's a baby outside of the SUV.
Ow.